Warning. The asylum is now closed. The doctors and staff have now left. After dark rules are now in effect and all rooms will be open.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are for the second round of the Monsters Ball. The moment where we start off the brand new season of Happy Man Asylum, where we put all these patients to the test, the doctors, the nurses, the evaluations day in and day out of each and every one of these patients inside the asylum. And ladies and gentlemen, alongside with me is the co-host of the year, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely 9-year-old, the most powerful female in this universe, Cookie. Cookie, how are you today?
I'm good, and I'm turning 10 soon.
I know you are turning the double digits now, double digits 10, right? I
So
love
I can
that.
get out of an odd number.
Out of the odd number. I love that. I love that. Make the odd number what? Disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Then
we
I
have
got
the 2021 co-host of the year, my brother, Testify, Dre Horton. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing wonderful, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Do you have
We
something to say?
What was that?
Do you have something to say?
I guess, do you have something to say, Dre? I'm kind of scared that she just randomly said that. So
About
um
what? I
I
don't know what I'm
don't
supposed to say.
know. You're kind of in a 50-50. You're doomed either way. So she just put you in like the witch's circle trap or some shit like that, man. Already people are chanting Cookie. Cookie is
Well, all
one
right.
favorite co-host. Ha, I love how that blocks the old co-host face. That is pretty funny.
Thank you. Now I would disappear.
So we have Hey, and then we have Party is about to begin. So already, the fans are coming in, and we're gonna go ahead and start off. And Cookie is actually going to read the first match the first match, ladies and gentlemen, is a Razor Dog collar match where it is Alexa Fox. Now she has been claiming that there's this beast within. The question is, what's that beast, and what will that beast do? Because whatever that beast is that's inside Alexa Fox. The fact is that we have this ninja shark type dude making ninja water style jutsu out of freaking nowhere, just randomly. Like, I didn't even know we have a shinobi fucking academy or anything like that. So
What?
I don't know who the hell brought ninjas here, but Sharkbait, he went to ninja school or shinobi school or whatever the fuck they go to, and
Ninja school.
he's a ninja school, man. And then and then he's sitting there and he's literally forming water out of freaking nowhere and creating this big ass giant shark, and it's like water style shark bomb jutsu. Woo! And he's able to fucking do it. So
Then it kills the other person who is fighting.
absolutely. So, Cookie, go ahead and start off the first match. Testify.
Trent.
No, you don't have to read that part. You could read where I highlighted where it says Alexa Fox. That's just the treatment.
Alexa Fox and Sharkbait stare down each other as the music siren rings. Ding!
That's not what it sounds like, Cookie, but I guess today it sounds ding. So anytime you hear that ding, it's the asylum siren sound. So thank you, Cookie, for creating a sound. Now I have to sue the freaking IT equipment.
Grappled each other. Sharkbait gets the first shot. He pulls the chain and grabs Alexa, the hand of Sharkbait bleed
Ooh.
after touching
Oh.
the
Oof.
razor sharp.
That sucks, man. I mean,
Mhm.
Index of the dog. What dog?
just go, continue.
Holler after 10 seconds.
Oh, shibby.
Alexa goes free and hits a go man suplex. Alexa runs.
I like how she said that.
Right.
I think, Cookie, you've been hanging out with Unhinged a little bit too much.
Mhm.
Run!
I do. When nobody knows. In the middle.
See, that's creepy when you do that. You can't be doing that here on the co-host station.
Mm-mm.
Dre and I will put our resignation in now.
Mhm.
Two-wood Sharpie butt. Sharpie pulled the chain and moved out of the way. Oh, come on.
Ha!
Alexa goes shoulder first into the middle on the pole. Sharpie has Alexa down. He walked 2 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And hits a
Reverse.
cannonball.
Cannonball, but that works.
Yeah.
Hey, you're better than Chris Mack, so I'm cool with that.
Alexa is down. Sharpie. Then.
Ooh ha ha! Sorry.
Jump.
Ooh, ha, ha.
The big splash on Alexa and its harness.
But the thing is, hold on. Sharpay goes for the pin 1, 2, but Alexa kicks out at 2. Sharkbait picks up Alexa again, but Alexa counters and hits a backbreaker as Sharkbait is down. Alexa hits a moonsault. Alexa goes for the pin 1, 2, but Sharkbait kicks out again. Alexa gets up and gets a breather as well as Sharkbait. Both patients are almost out of breath. Both patients begin to run each other. An all-out brawl has begun. Both patients are exchanging blows. Then Sharpay found an opening. He pulled the chain again so that Alexa would run towards him, and then he speared Alexa out of nowhere. Ooh. Sharkbait taunts Alexa to get up. Sharkbait begins to make its jutsu pose. He is trying to do that fucking water style shark bomb jutsu. Man, listen, homie, do you see this shit happening?
Mm-hmm.
What the is that?
Sound like some I can't think of the name of that TV show. Hold on. Let me think. It's not Naruto. It's not Naruto. It's the other one.
Anyways, while you sit there and you think about it, a big, huge water shark is beginning to form as Mason Stevens from behind turns Sharkbait round for the cash deposit, that twist of fate, and connects Sharkbait. Now, remember, Sharkbait and Mason Stevens had issue at the beginning of the season. And, and here we are now. Mason Stevens is, trying to, I guess get that revenge, But I guess we'll see. Connect Sharpay missed Alexa and the water bomb hit some people in the front row. Well, I hope they have Cletus coupons or Kill Me coupons. Yeah. You think they do?
Yeah.
Also.
I mean, Cookie says yeah, so I think we're covered, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, shit. Sharkbait, still woozy from the attack by Mason, turns around. He gets pulled by the chain and gets hit by a spear from Alexa, then uses the second rope to hit a lion salt. Alexa goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and none other than Alexa Fox. Alexa Fox grabs the
Yeah.
microphone and says, I am ready for my next treatment. The beast inside me is just getting started.
Well, are you?
All right.
Oh, I
Oh,
figured
shit.
it out. Please don't hurt myself. Hurt myself doing what?
Go ahead.
What am I doing?
You're thinking. Go ahead.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Actually, you are wrong. It is
I am
Naruto.
wrong. It was?
It is Naruto. It is
Yep.
Kisame, who is a character in Naruto who does the water style shark bomb jutsu. Jutsu, my brother. Jutsu. Jutsu is ninja. I don't think Aang is a ninja.
Aang.
He is an airbender.
Yeah.
So let me just.
They have a
state
water
for the record.
bender.
Right. So let me actually Avatar
they
learns
have
all
a
learns all the
firebender.
Well,
elements.
they
Actually.
have, yes. I know. I watched the whole series.
Okay.
But
Let
when
me state. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What you got?
Let me just state for the record to everyone who's watching right now. I think I am the only one, and people don't be upset when I say these words. Okay,
What?
I didn't watch Naruto, so I wouldn't know nothing about it.
Okay, now that cancer is gone. Now, since he never watched fucking Naruto, what the fuck
It's
is
the
wrong with
best.
him? Yeah, come on, man. Get with the goddamn program. Hey, Sharkbait, can you come over here and give this motherfucker a water style shark bomb jutsu type thing that you do? Come on, Sharkbait, ooh-ah! Or not.
Sharkbait, woo-ah-ha-ha.
No, I guess he doesn't have a lot of chakra.
Come on, Sharkbait.
Anyways, well, I need Dre because I don't want to be here all night. Love you, Cookie. All right. Hello, Dre.
I don't know where I got cut off. It was it because after I said I don't watch it, or was it during the explanation? I looked at I was gone. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match is the Asylum bar match between David Blake and Southern Heart. Start bait. Ooh ha ha.
Somebody says Naruto is the best show.
Yes, Naruto is the best show so far.
Naruto is the
By
best
far.
show by far. What?
All right. Are you ready, Dre?
I'm ready.
All right. Started off, my brother. Testify.
Okay. Both patients are escorted to the Barnhouse ring. Barnhouse? I can't speak. Surrounding the ring and the Barnhouse are butcher knives, chainsaws, rusty tools, shovels, and more weapons at their expense. As the Asylum siren sounds, ding, both patients leave the ring.
We really need to check that siren. That is not
Southern-
the siren.
Yes, it is.
Southern Heart grabs the shovel while David grabs the sledgehammer. They get back into
Christ.
the ring and charge at each other with the weapons in their hand. Southern Heart swings the shovel as David swings the sledgehammer, and they knock each other out cold.
Well, that was easy. Southern Heart, David Blake. Well, that's it. All right, show's over, guys. Time to go home.
Yay!
It is
Show's
not over.
not over.
This is not over. Slowly,
Goodbye.
both patients are grabbing the ropes to pick themselves up. David rushes towards Southern Heart to connect the clothesline, but Southern Heart lifts David over the top rope as he lands on top of a table full of thumbtacks and rusty nails, which pierce through the back of his legs, head, and everywhere else on the entire body. Yeah. Southern Heart climbs the corner turnbuckle and dives off and lands a huge elbow drop to the body of David as the thumbtacks pierce her body as well. Southern Heart covers for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by David Blake. Southern Heart grabs David and tosses him back into the ring. She brings in the sledgehammer that David had. Southern Heart swings the sledgehammer towards David, but he managed to duck and swing the shovel that he picked up and hits the knees of Southern Heart, knocking her down.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. David covers for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by Southern Heart. No capitation. 3 times. David picks up Southern Heart and tosses her out the ring and places her on another table that was set up as well. David grabs the chainsaw and begins to crank it until it comes on.
Oh, shit.
David goes towards Southern Heart with a chainsaw as he is trying to cut her.
Blood.
But Southern Heart kicks David in the midsection and knocks David with another shovel into his head. Southern Heart connects with
getting
right.
southern style like boneless chops or something like that from Cletus.
I can imagine because I do not.
Southern style boneless chops.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. Really good.
Southern Heart connects with the Heart Stomp and goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by David Blake. Southern Heart grabs the chainsaw and starts to aim it towards David's leg.
Man, we're about to get some DB barbecue, man.
Right, but David kicks the head of Southern Heart, causing her to fall on the chainsaw, cutting her shoulder almost to the bone.
Ting, ting, wada, wada, bing, bang.
Southern Heart, with all her might, screams to the top of her lungs in pain as the blood splashes on her face. David grabs Southern Heart and tosses her back into the ring. He grabs the chainsaw and heads back towards the ring. Southern Heart slowly tries to get to her feet, holding her shoulder. David rushes towards Southern Heart with the chainsaw, but Southern Heart connects with a drop kick, sending the chainsaw through the other shoulder of David Blake. As she connects with the belly to belly suplex and covers for the pin. 1, 2, kick out by David. Southern Heart wastes no time grabbing the shovel and hitting David with multiple shots to the back, head, and injured.
The thing is, though, Southern Heart waits for David to get to his knee. She rushes towards David to attempt another heart stomper, but David turns around and hits her with an iron horse shoe, knocking her out completely as David is about to set up Southern Heart for his finisher. The CEO of PCW and ACW, Malcolm King and Chris Mack, come out to the ring to observe David Blake. Now, I made a thing to David Blake. I have a lot of love and a lot of respect, but David Blake wants championships. David Blake wants famous matches, infamous matches, being out there and shine. Well, we live in the darkness here in the asylum, so the only way to shine is to beat dark, and if you can't beat dark, we have other options. Right. So David Blake, these two are out here to see what is going on, but it seems like David Blake looks at both men wondering why they are here. As he turns around, he gets nailed in the groin by Southern Heart with the same iron horse shoe. Southern Heart connects with the Heart Stomper and goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3.
Your winner is Dr. Hart.
Southern Heart, ladies and gentlemen, and as the CEO of the Happy Man Asylum, David Blake, next show October 8th. If you want to shine, Malcolm King and Chris Mack has informed me that David Blake, next show you will be facing the King of Juggalos, Austin Kruger.
Ooh, shit.
Austin Kruger. One rule for Austin Kruger. Everybody says whoop whoop to Austin Kruger.
Whoop whoop. I like that rule. But
everybody say whoop whoop. WHOOP 2 times. Thank you.
David Blake, you have a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and a lot of love in this game, and the asylum, I don't want that. I don't want to take that away. And I feel like your dedication could cause some renegade shit. And you don't want to end up being miserable. Did anyone catch that? I'm trying to please my brothers, Chris Mack and Malcolm King. Do you think they caught the reference, Dre?
I hope they did.
I hope so.
Everybody say whoop whoop. Because I said
whoop,
so.
Whoop
whoop whoop. Wait, why did I say that? We are not making anybody disappear. No, your powers are forbidden. I went to Zeffy Blake and I said, Zeffy, I need to make sure Cookie does not make anyone disappear unless she feels threatened.
Disappear.
Zeffy screamed at me. yelled at me,
Mhm. Mhm.
kicked me in places, and said yes. So she could have just said yes, and I didn't have to go through a beatdown, but she decided to beat me up and then say yes. So
I am sorry he went through all that.
Disappear.
for your safety and my safety, we are immune to her disappearing acts.
Yay!
Why can't I make people disappear?
You
Wow.
cannot. I'm sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, match 3 is a bloody cage match as we have Broken Maverick taking on CTC leader Mason Stevens. We see patient Broken Maverick being escorted to the ring. Maverick hops in the ring, waiting on Mason Stevens. The Asylum Tron comes on, and we see Sharkbait attacking Mason Stevens, giving a beating of a lifetime. Sharkbait throws Mason into a stack of chairs. Then Sharkbait power bombed Mason through a glass table while the shards of glass scraped and cut Mason every part of his body, leaving him in a pool of his own freaking blood.
Good Lord have mercy.
So,
Mason
Cookie,
eat
why
it?
don't you go on? Why don't you read?
Okay.
You know, go ahead.
As the
Asylum.
Asylum turns off, Broken Maverick
Good job.
is seen laughing at what just happened to Mason and tell the referee you might as well just give the victory. The referee is about to encounter the winner, but Mason Stevens, who bloody all over and leaping down the ramp, gets in the ring and yells at the referee.
Ring the goddamn siren. I was going to have you read that part, Cookie. The Asylum siren sounds as the bloody cage is lowered down and the outside refs lock the cage down. Mason wastes no time as he goes for a quick elbow shots to the face and head of Maverick. Maverick with a knee to the groin of Mason. Maverick with a hard Irish whip to Mason threw him into the bloody steel cage. Mason bounces off the cage. Maverick with a German suplex to Mason. Mason trying to stay alive in this match. Maverick then Irish whips Mason to a corner turnbuckle. Maverick rushes towards Mason in the corner, but Mason quickly moves out of the way for Maverick to hit the bloody cage. Dre, what's popping, my brother?
Mason climbs the top turnbuckle and connects with the Make It Rain. That's squatting ball
rain.
to Maverick. Mason, who is in pure pain, begins to slowly climb the bloody cage while Maverick is trying to get back to his senses. I wrote that. Mason reaches the middle of the cage and stops. I'm sorry. Mason reaching the middle of the cage.
And by the way, you didn't. I added that word.
Oh, okay. Nah, I'm good. You know what? Okay, we'll talk later. Mason reaching the middle of the cage is stopped by Maverick as Maverick grabs Mason by the leg, attempting to put him down. Mason holds on to the bloody cage with all of his strength until Maverick punches him in the ribs from where he took the nasty powerbomb from Sharkbait through the glass table. Mason falls back into the ring and begins slowly crawling to the corner turnbuckle to pull himself up. Maverick rushes over to Mason and locks in the nightmare armbar crossface. Mason struggles to get out of that crossface that Maverick has him locked in. Mason, with his free hand, managed to pull out a very sharp glass out of his pocket and stabs the side of the Maverick, allowing him to release that hold of him. Mason, while catching his breath, finally gets to his feet. Maverick is up to his feet as well. Maverick rushes towards Mason, attempting a clothesline, but Mason dodges the clothesline and connects with the money shot that knocked out punch. But Maverick quickly gets back up, Mason with another money shot to Maverick while he drops down to his knees. Mason with a knee shot to the head of Maverick. Madison again climbs to the top turnbuckle, connects with another make it rain to Maverick. Mason Stevens starts to climb the bloody cage as Maverick is laying motionless in the ring. Mason reaches the top and climbs down the bloody cage exit. Your winner, Mason Stevens.
And the thing is, though, Mason Stevens, though, walks out the victorious here. You know, Broken Maverick, he has everything. He has every material to be here in the asylum, but you know, it seems like he needs a little more violence in him. He needs a little more unscripted. He needs a little more, you know, be free, a little more training, a little more exercise, you know, a little more treatment. You know, if he's going to be broken, he needs to be broken. And that's what he needs to do. And let's see if maybe the doctors can unlock that demon that's inside him, that broken demon. He has like a wild man mentality. Thank you to the crowd out there. Thank you for saying a wild man mentality. You know,
nice.
So let's see what we got. But ladies and gentlemen, now it's about to get interesting as we
wait, hold on.
What? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I remember. Mason Stevens, all covered in blood, limping up the ramp as he is met by Brackus and Nikki Hartman. Mason collapses in front of both of them as they pick him up and carry him back to the cell. Cutthroat crew seeing how much the leader went through. Brackus looking at Mason as he says out loud, "I should have been leader." Oh.
Wow.
Brackus, damn. I should have been leader. Man. Wow. Mason looks at Brackus but did not say anything.
Well, tell him how you really feel.
Right. I mean, I wonder if Brackus realized that he was thinking out loud. You know? So now we could talk about the stretching rack match as we have Sabrina the Psychotic with Cookie taking on Emberlyn with Lenore Lynn. Now, this is a stretching rack match where, you know, you have to put your opponent on the rack and turn the wheel and they become the winner. You know, so let's see how this goes. Emberlyn and Sabrina are observing their surroundings, seeing the torture rack on the
stage.
To be
honest with you, I wasn't thinking of the same rack.
Huh? What? What'd you just say?
No, I said I had to be honest with you. I wasn't thinking of the same rack, but go ahead.
That's amazing, Jay. Now, Emberlyn and Sabrina are observing their surroundings, seeing the torture rack on the stage of the asylum as one half of the chaotic tag team champions, Emberlyn, right off the bat hits a low drop kick, sending Sabrina down to the ground. Sabrina chuckles as she stands up and connects several forearms to the face of Emberlyn as Sabrina stops, stares into the eyes of Emberlyn, and she sends her flying out of the ring. Cookie is standing on the outside of the ring as Emberlyn lands on her feet. She wiggles her nose as the lights go out. Lights come back on, and Cookie is standing in the ring with Sabrina as she jumps over Sabrina and the ropes and hits that Cookie crumble splash, that 5-star frog splash. But Lenore sacrifices her body for her partner and takes the Cookie crumbler splash. Now that is
major sacrifice.
Major sacrifice. Cookie stands up though and says, "Lenore, disappear." Lenore vanishes as Emberlyn stands up and yanks Cookie's hair and tosses her against the steel barricade. Emberlyn goes for a clothesline, but Cookie jumps onto Emberlyn's shoulder and jumps back into the ring as Sabrina with a suicide dive to Emberlyn. Emberlyn feeling the effects with no partner already. Damn. Sabrina, though, proceeds to drag Emberlyn up the ramp, and Emberlyn, though, is fighting so hard to get out of the grip of Sabrina the Psychotic. Cookie, though, is giggling. Sabrina picks Emberlyn up and is hit with a cry of the banshee, that scream. Cookie is covering her ears. Sabrina trying to ignore the screams. Emberlyn hits the widow's peak. Sabrina is down. Sabrina the Psychotic is down. Cookie goes to help Sabrina, but Emberlyn with a black soul, that mountain bomb to Cookie.
Oh.
Oh, man. Emberlyn takes the opportunity and grabs Cookie and ties her to the torture rack as Emberlyn turns the wheel, but Cookie wiggles her nose and disappears. Whoa.
What?
Where'd Cookie go?
Where'd she go?
Wait, who is still? It's Lenore Lynn. Emberlyn can't believe it as she witnesses Lenore get stretched.
Oh, snap.
Emberlyn quickly turns it off as she is getting Lenore to her feet. Cookie says, "Control." Lenore eyes turn black as a raven lands on her shoulder and Lenore hits the Nevermore to Emberlyn. Lenore Lynn grabs both of the Chaotic Tag Team Championships and walks away. Lenore gets to the ramp as Cookie says, "Release," and Lenore collapses. Sabrina takes the advantage and hits the lustrous effect for safe measures and straps Emberlyn to the stretch rack, and Cookie turns the wheel. Your winner, Sabrina the Psychotic, with Cookie the Witch's Circle. Wow. Right?
So, does that mean that? I mean, does it mean that Lenore? Well, we seen Lenore, Emberlyn. I guess there's no more. So has she joined the Witch's Circle?
I don't think Lenore would do that. There's no unless Cookie forces her, but you know, I mean, Cookie though has this control effect on Lenore for whatever reason, and it's kind of scary. Cookie, how did you learn that?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
You're just staring into the sunset. That's even more scarier. I'm gonna die. Trey, you can have my leftovers.
Okay. Leftover what?
Tacos.
I'll take the tacos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Insomniac Championship match where it's a barbed wire rope match as Darius Jones takes on Tyler Stone. Welcome home, alone, gnome, dome, foam,
What?
Rome. Anyways.
Dog.
Sure.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to die. All right, so Darius Jones versus Tyler Stone.
With that.
Both patients are in the ring as the Asylum siren sounds. Jeez, that really needs to get fixed. The two patients lock up as we see Darius get the upper hand and push Tyler backwards directly into the barbed wire ropes as we hear an ear-piercing scream and the barbed wire tears into Tyler's flesh. Darius laughs and rips Tyler off the barbed wire and plants him with a DDT and goes to climb the rope, but stops and spins around and goes for a standing moonsault, only for Tyler to roll out, and Darius crashes to the mat as Tyler rolls to the corner and stands up and waits for Darius to get up. As Darius stands, he's met with a spear from Tyler Stone. Now, this Insomniac Championship. Now, let me explain this. Inmate 420 had it last show, and Inmate 420 showed why he was intense, why he believed that the fact that he was a fighter. And he's like, if Darius wants it, I don't care how bloody I am. I'm going to defend it, whether you like it or not. and he lost like a man. And he has a lot of respect, but I know that Inmate 420 is still aiming for that Insomniac Championship. You know, that title keeps you up literally 24/7.
That's a long time.
You know, every time you fall asleep, the title goes, "Ah!" or whatever freaking weird noise type crap it does. Not that.
Oh my.
All right, so Tyler smirks and drags Darius up by the hair and tosses him into the barbed wires as we hear Darius yell out as Tyler backs up and clothesline Darius over the ropes because his back to be torn to shreds as we see both patients bleeding heavily from their backs as Tyler backs up and waits for Darius to slide back in the ring, only for Darius to rush to the other side and slide in and spin Tyler around and hit the end of days in covers 1, 2.
1, 2.
Kick out.
Kick out. Tire slam.
Darius can't believe it as he stands up and waits for Tyler to get up. As Tyler does, Darius rushes over only for Tyler to leg sweep him, sending Darius face first into the ropes. Ouch. Remember, they're barbed wire. Ouch. Darius backs up as we see long gashes on his cheek as blood pours out. Tyler laughs and rushes in, catching Darius off guard with a heavy right hand, followed and goes for a lights out, only Darius to roll out of the ring as Tyler, followed by suddenly met with a barbed wire wrapped candlestick to the back. Darius brings it down again, tearing more flesh away from Tyler's back. Darius drops the candlestick and picks up a spool of barbed wire and wraps some around his hand as he swings. Tyler ducks under and grabs the candlestick and brings it up, hitting Darius in the stomach. Dre, finish this off, bro.
As Darius stumbles back, Tyler grabs him by the hair and rolls in the ring and follows. Still holding the candlestick as Darius stands up, Tyler swings, but Darius ducks and the candlestick connects with the ropes, shattering. Darius quickly spins Tyler around and nails a super kick, followed by a huge German suplex. As he covers, Tyler reverses it to a roll-up as the ref counts 1, 2, kick out.
Kick out.
Tyler slams his hands to the mat and drags Darius up, only to be met with a headbutt.
No, it's a wad butt. A wad.
A wad butt. A what butt?
What butt?
Met with a what butt. Darius grabs him and picks him up and power bombs him directly into the ropes. Tyler screams out as Darius just laughs and grabs him again, going for a second power bomb, only for Tyler to fight out and spins around and nails his own power bomb as both men lay there for a few moments before standing up.
Both men can be seen bleeding heavily as Darius and Tyler are trading blows, with Darius landing a lucky shot to the throat of Tyler as Darius sets up the demonic collapse. Tyler fights out and goes for a lights out that super kick, but Darius ducks and comes back with an uppercut. Darius picks Tyler up and hits the demonic collapse, that reverse Death Valley driver, and covers for the Cookie.
What?
You want to count for me, man?
1, 2, 3. Your winner
and still Insomniac champion Darius Jones. All right, suddenly John Reagans rushes to the ring as Tyler is on his feet and they begin to beat down Darius, only for Inmate 420 to run down to even the odds. As Reagans and Tyler are talking, we see them begin to argue as Inmate and Darius take advantage and nail both men with a super kick as Darius raises the Insomniac Championship. The CEO, me, as I'm going to sit here and say that the next show, Inmate 420, John Rikens and Tyler Stone, you will fight each other on the next show for a #1 contender for the Insomniac Championship, and you guys could go to the House of Fear and fight it out. Oh, and by the way, Darius Jones, he is the special guest referee.
Mic drop.
Yeah, like him, not Shock Page.
What? All right, Dre, what is going on next, my brother?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at match 6, which is a crypt match that features Legion with Dark Savior. Is it a tag team? Legion and Dark Savior versus Zelzabar the Clown and Dollface. All right, so let's get it on, y'all.
Yep.
Zelzabar and Dollface ride in on a haunted hay wagon as they both await the arrival of the new demented tag team duo of Savior and Legion. Ever since vacation, these two has been a weird combination, but they both are trying to prove why they are unstoppable. Savior and Legion both reach up from underneath as Dollface and Zelzabar were standing on the top of a pile of dirt. Savior and Legion buried themselves in the dirt, and they outsmarted the two as a wolf howls. The match is officially underway. Zelzabar and Dollface both grab shovels as they stab the top of the heads of Savior and Legion. But they both grab the shovels and jabs the end of them into the throats of Zelzabar and Dollface as they both come up from under the dirt and both do a diving drop kick. The bodies of Zelzabar and Dollface crash to a steel gate. Savior chases after Dollface as Legion is focusing on keeping Zelzabar down. Zelzabar is able to crawl away for a moment as Legion follows Zelzabar, grabs a broken piece of tombstone, and smashes Legion across the face. That sends Legion flying back. Zelzabar begins pulling his hair as he runs and punts Legion in the stomach. It follows up by stomping on Legion's head as Legion's head falls through the broken piece of tombstone under him. Dollface is having her way with Savior as Savior is crawling away and Dollface keeps hitting him with the kendo stick bedded with tacks. Ouch. Savior sees Legion down as Zelzabar is choking him out. Legion's face is turning purple. Savior, like a bolt of lightning, gets away from Dollface and drop kicks Zelzabar away from Legion. Savior chases after Zelzabar and runs towards him, and Savior spears himself and Zelzabar into a hole. Both men are fighting, but Dollface smacks Savior with a wooden plaque that reads, "It's almost time." She winks at a fallen, knocked out Savior. Zelzabar is dragging Savior towards the big stone casket, where he must lock one or both opponents in. Dollface and Zelzabar are trying to tie Savior up, but Legion is behind them as he taps on Dollface's shoulder and nods. Dollface low blows Zelzabar as Legion picks him up for a Legion lecture, but on the way down, Dollface connected with a reverse Joker's Wild, which is a twist of fate. As the back of the neck of Zelzabar cracks the side of the tombstone, Savior looks at Dollface and Legion and begins laughing at Dollface, unchanged Savior. Savior and Dollface walk out of the stone cemetery as Legion locks Zelzabar away and the wolf howls as Legion has beaten Zelzabar as Dollface and Savior make their way back into the tombstone area with Legion, Savior, and company beat down Zelzabar as Savior picks up Zelzabar as Savior hits a brainbuster onto Zelzabar on the cement floor and poses with an Asylum championship, Legion and Dollface behind him. Savior gets in the face of Zelzabar and says, "A false god is upon you, Asylum, and you're looking at him." Underground makes his way to the cemetery as he kicks Savior in the back of the head, but is immediately being beaten down by Legion and Dollface. Savior demands they pick him up and hold his face to the side of the cement wall. Savior flies in and lands the long distance to the face of underground. Zezabah sees this but just walks away as Legion lost eyes with Zelzabar. And all three individuals celebrate together as cameras fade.
Well, damn. What a way for this to all transpire.
Yeah.
You know, this is insane. You know, this is fucking crazy. And the way that I like it is the fact that this is all going to the house of fear. The house of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Let me remind you guys that this is a place where patients go in and all they feel is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal or not, everyone has a weakness, and that weakness comes to life. And when it does and it's staring you in your eyes, you don't know what to do.
Right.
You know, but ladies and gentlemen, as we have a shock therapy match, as we have Onions, the Inner Demon Champion, taking on Nappy Boy.
Nee.
All right, are we ready, my brother? Here we go.
You know,
Onions is wheeled into the observatory in a straitjacket and a muzzle, his Inner Demon Championship wrapped around his waist. Not far behind them on a gurney is Nappy Boy strapped down as they close the observatory door behind them as they enter. The nurses release both inmates, allowing both men to stretch. Both men start circling each other as the asylum siren sounds.
Ding!
Damn. The speakers of the room, Onions quickly leaps over a table and tackles Nappy, bringing them both to the floor. Dre?
mm-hmm.
What do you go ahead?
Okay. Both men oh. Both men were on before Onions reached up and grabbed a metal tray and brought it down across Nappy's head. Onions repeat this multiple times as the tray starts to bend and uses one last time before Nappy using it to choke Nappy with it. Nappy is able to get his knees under Onions and sends him flying forward face first into a cabinet. Having Onions open the cabinet, he finds a clipboard. Can't read that. A clipboard that says Dr. Calypso's private experiments. Onions then throws the clipboard and Nappy barely ducks, making it miss his head with it. As Onions goes for another diving crossbody on Nappy. However, Nappy gets his feet under Onions and kicks up, sending the Inner Demon Champion lying against the wall upside down.
Oof.
As
Onion slides down the wall, Nappy gets up and grabs the arm of the skeleton that's hanging in the corner, and he uses it to beat Onions with it. You repeat this apparently you repeat this multiple times, only for Onions grabs the arm and rips it in half as both men start swinging their respected bones at each other. Onions uses his fingers of his to poke at the eyes of Nappy as Nappy covers the face and tries to widely swing. Onions ducks under the punches to start delivering multiple punches to the kidneys and in the liver area. Onions goes for another flurry of punches, only for Nappy to grab him and hits a gorilla press drop across Calypso's desk. As Onion starts to get up, Nappy starts bashing his opponent's head across the hardwood surface of the desk. Nappy then climbs up into the window and dives off, hitting a crossbody splash, sending both of them through the desk itself. Damn. Nappy gets up off the desk, barely getting to his feet as he walks over to the wall and throws it switch. The electric chair is lowered to the center of the room and multiple lighting rods pull an opening in a ceiling as a storm starts rolling through. The dark yellow lightning bolts light up the sky in an ominous look.
Ominous.
Ominous Monopoly. All right, ominous. Nappy watches the lightning flash as Onion start making his way to his feet. Both men look up to the sky and bolt strikes the one of the lightning rods. As the room lights up with a lightning flash, Nappy gets a quick punch in, sending Onions into the electric chair. As Nappy tries to strap him in, Onions headbutts Nappy right in the jaw. As Nappy holds his jaw, Onions frees himself and goes for a running clothesline. Nappy was able to duck under it, causing Onions to clothesline a stone pillar, cracking it in process. Damn. As Onions holds his arm, Nappy grabs a gurney and pushes it right into Onion's stomach. Onions, however, were able to catch it at the very last second and tried to push back at Nappy. As Onions and Nappy struggle to figure out the strength of one another, Nappy suddenly moves to the side, causing Onions to slam face into the metal gurney. Ouch. That shit hurt. Onion starts bleeding from his busted mouth and nose as Nappy looks down on him. Onions grabs a hold of Nappy's pants, trying to pull himself up, only for Nappy to grab a handful of his hair and lift him up. The very last second, Onions tries to hit Nappy with some pink mist mixed with blood. Nappy was able to dodge it and grab Onions. Nappy quickly hits him with a devastating STO across the seat of the chair. As Onions lays across the seat of the chair, Nappy picks him up and hits a belly-to-belly suplex into the chair. Nappy quickly straps Onions in and throws the switch, which races the big man up in the air. As Onions struggles to get free, several bolts of lightning strike the rod, sending the currents through him. The screams of the inner demon champion and the smell of cooking flesh leaves the winner looking in with a mix of pure shock and terror. Your winner via electrocution, Nappy Boy.
Dre,
Dre,
wait a minute.
what the fuck's going on?
As the ref turns off the switch, turning off the electricity, he tries to get the cap off of Onions. The smell of fried hair and flesh causes Nappy to stumble backwards in shock. A man in the nurse's outfit pushes past everyone and acts like he was checking on him.
Hello, nurse.
Suddenly, the nurse wraps his arms around Nappy's throat, starting to squeeze. As the ref tries to pull him off, the ref rips the mask off of him, revealing an angry Andre Bradford.
Whoa.
As Andre chokes Nappy, causing him to turn blue. Multiple other refs and nurses rushed in and tried to pull Andre off Nappy. They were able to separate them. Andre grunts as Nappy looks on in shock.
I mean, let's go back to how Andre Bradford, he comes back from a hellish moment. I mean, wasn't Andre Bradford trapped in hell?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was trapped in hell. And then he comes back to reality, to the asylum, let's just say. And I mean, wow, that's a totally different ball game. And Andre Bradford's just like, I am the baddest motherfucker in this asylum. And then all Nappy Boy had to come back and say is until now. And now Andre and Nappy have been butting heads back and forth. But ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to take this monster's ball to the outside as we have a flaming forest match with Damian Wolf and Inmate 420?
Ooh.
Drum roll, please. Batman. Wait,
that's not what? No.
Batman.
Continue, Dre. Why don't you actually, Cookie? Why don't you start off the match? Read the first paragraph.
We pan to the Forbidden
Good job.
Brigade of the Amelia.
No, of the asylum. Where the hell you get Amelia?
Asylum. We see Mate 420 and Demand Wolf making an exchange Demon Wolf brings out two typo.
Wow, triple quarter pounder Cletus burgers.
Mm.
I just lost my appetite.
Powered, gentle, frugal, hot, and fresh.
I bet.
Along with fresh fingers.
French fries, but human fingers. Continue.
Fries.
Cookies look.
But Hammer fingers and made 420 now. Water as the start painting like a rabbit dog. And inmate 420 pulls out of the pocket. 5 blood
Packets.
pockets.
Packets, not pockets. Packets.
Packets. Each with 5 pounds of blood. What is a pocket?
Both patients make their exchange. Inmate 420 pulls out his diamond encrusted bong and begins smoking, and then blows the smoke in Damien's wolf face. Damien Wolf coughs as a helicopter pulls up to the area, and wind begins to pick up as a ladder to the helicopter. Inmate 420 yells out, "I've got to run now. Give Cletus my warmest regards." As the helicopter begins to leave, Damien Wolf gets on the ladder and both fly away to begin throwing punches at each other. Inmate 420 takes another hit of the bong and blows it directly in his face. Damien Wolf chokes and then grabs Inmate 420's diamond encrusted bong. Wow. And throws it off the helicopter. Inmate 420 yells out, "My possession! My possession!"
Now, why you gonna throw that man thing off the helicopter? That's rude.
Inmate 420 then pulls out a blunt and smokes it, but Damien Wolf slaps it out of his hand, and with that, the forest engulfs in flames. Well, at least it's in flames.
Yeah.
The patient driving the helicopter was none other than Crosschester Michelle. Crosschester Michelle yells out, "Abandon ship," as the air fills with smoke. The helicopter then crashed into the trees, making the flames spread throughout the whole forest filled with flames. Damien Wolf and Inmate 420 are nowhere to be found, but is this really the end of Inmate 420 and Damien Wolf? The smoke begins to clear as Inmate 420 emerges from the smoke. Damien Wolf emerges from the smoke with a cut below his left eye. Damien Wolf emerges from the smoke like I just said. I don't know why the document is telling me to repeat it, but from the smoke with a long cut above his forehead, Damien Wolf lunges at Inmate 420. He messes Inmate 420. Damien Wolf yells out, "Great, now we're stuck in this forest and I will escape first." Inmate 420 replies with, "No, I will," as he pulls out a mini bomb. Inmate takes a hit and then blows it in Damien's face and then hightails it. Get it?
No, I don't get it.
Good girl. Damien Wolf easily catches up with Inmate 420 and unties his shoe. Inmate 420 trips a few seconds later. Damien yells out, Have a nice trip. See you next fall." Inmate 420 takes his shoes off quickly and gets up, then catches Damien Wolf as he pulls out his frying pan and pegs Damien Wolf in the head with it. Damien Wolf is still up but running slower. Inmate 420 then tackles Damien and then falls down a small slope. Inmate gets up and then starts hightailing it once again. Damien Wolf catches up to Inmate 420 and puts out his steak knife and uses it as he's throwing it. As Inmate 420 throws his patent new invention, the bong bomb, he throws the bong as the knife hits him in the back. Damien Wolf runs and starts sprinting out of the forest in the flames. The asylum siren goes off. There we go. Damien looks up and sees doctors and nurses ready to bring him back to the asylum. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is none other than Damien Wolf. As Damien Wolf will be going on to the semifinals of the Monsters Ball. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Go Home Show is next show. And let's just say that Damien Wolf is now in the semifinals. And
wait.
There's more. There is always more. Cletus the Bum emerges from the doctors and nurses and walks up to Damien Wolf. Cletus yells out, "Congratulations on your victory against inmate 420. Oh, and another thing. You are a lazy-ass cook in the slaughterhouse kitchen. I found no traces of human meat in my Cletus burgers that you made, and patients are complaining." So Cletus is telling Damien Wolf now that there is no human meat because of him. Is there going to be an issue in the...
Who cares about the meat?
Everyone does.
You gotta have meat.
Well, maybe someone put poison in it.
Oh, shit.
Wow. You don't want the meat then.
No one buy the meat. We're going to have the FDA go, hey, hey, dude, I need everyone's like, I need my human meat.
Nope, I put poison in it, so that's why he did not put it.
Well, all right.
I am officially scared to eat.
And
She has to be like
in everything.
That's amazing.
When I cook.
That's amazing. But can we continue on with the show and not your poison?
Poison.
Oh, geez, Cookie. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a Sew a Mouth Shut as we have Andre Bradford taking on Andre Bradford taking on Lenore Lynn in the Monsters Ball tournament. Who will advance to the semifinals? Dre, why don't you kick it off, my brother? Testify.
Yeah.
Both patients are in the ring as we see around. Both patients are in the ring as we see around the ring needles and thread along with some rusty needles to add a little spice. As the asylum siren sounds, ding, Lenore rushes at Andre only to bounce off and land hard on the mat as Andre laughs and picks her up and power bombs her to the mat. He goes for a second power bomb, but Lenore fights out and delivers a standing drop kick, sending Andre to one knee. Lenore backs up and nails him with an injury, sending him face first to the mat as she slides out of the ring and grabs a needle and thread and slides back in and heads towards Andre, only for him to sit up, slap her hand, getting the needle stuck in his hand. He laughs and pulls it out, throws it to the mat as he advances toward Lenore, who quickly dives under his legs. As Andre turns around, Lenore nails a Nevermore and slides out and grabs a rusty needle and begins sewing Andre's mouth shut, but he headbutts her and rips the needle out.
You know, so much for the spell checker, right?
But it didn't come up in the thing.
You should still read it. God damn it. You should still read it. Oh, wait. Are we still live? We're still live.
Lenore can't believe it as she holds. Lenore can't believe it as she holds her nose as Andre advances and nails.
Press N broadcast.
Just continue, Dre. Ignore her.
And nails her with a spear. Lenore holds her stomach as Andre grabs a needle and begins sewing her mouth shut, only for Lenore to bring her knee up, hitting Dre below the belt, sending him to the mat on his hands and knees as she pulls the heel out of her lip. The heel of her lip. Andre stares at her before advancing on her again, only for her to nail him with a stiff right hand, followed by Wicked Ways DDT. Lenore smirks and drags him up and goes for the Nevermore, only for Andre to duck and pick her up and nail a German suplex.
Ooh.
Andre climbs to the second rope and there's a splash, picks her up and throws her over the top rope and follows. He smirks and walks around the ring and picks up a black needle and heads towards her, only for her to slide back into the ring. Andre follows, only to be met with a drop kick, sending him crashing through one of the tables holding the needles. As he sits up, we see needles stuck up and down his arm as he just laughs and climbs back in the ring and ducks a super kick and picks her up and delivers a choke slam and grabs Lenore's over and grab a different needle, but Lenore kicks it out of his hand and nails another right hand. Suddenly, Lenore goes for the Nevermore, only for Andre to catch her foot, pick her up, and slams her to the mat with another powerbomb. He picks her up and nails the cause, which is the deep six, and leans over and grabs one of the needles and thread and sew her mouth shut. Ladies and gentlemen, move on to the next round. Andre
Bradford. But wait a minute. As Andre stands up in the ring, watching Lenore be led away by doctors and nurses, he's suddenly hit from behind with a vicious elbow. As he falls to the mat, Nappy Boy is standing over him, laughing as he grabs a rusty needle and sews Andre's mouth shut. Nappy Boy then says, "Who is the badass now?"
Andre can't talk now.
Andre Bradford, holy crap. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a padded room match as we have Leon Dredd taking on Johnny Gage. Let's see who moves on to the semifinals of the Monsters Ball. Cookie, sit your booty up. Good talk, Cookie. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Cameras pan to the holding cells of one Leon Dredd and one Johnny Gage. When the cells open, Johnny Gage comes as Leon Dredd. They look each other up and down. Dredd begins laughing. Johnny Gage becomes enraged and charges Leon Dredd. Dredd just laughs as Johnny Gage spears Dredd through two walls. As the asbestos clears, Dredd is standing again, as is Johnny Gage. Johnny Gage looks shocked. The two begin brawling through the cell hallways. Dredd would spear Johnny Gage into the titanium alloy holding cell. Dredd makes a what?
Dredd leave a dent in it.
So I guess Dredd leaves a dent in it as Johnny Gage falls to the floor. Dredd suddenly starts hearing voice in his head and grabs his head. The voices say tear it open, but the last part is faded out. Dredd yells out never as doctors and nurses restrain him and put him in shackles. Doctors and nurses shackle up Johnny Gage as well. They are brought to the 30 by 30 padded cell. They are thrown in the padded cell and looked inside as over the Asylum Tron, the creator speaks. Since you two cannot tear each other apart, now you can do it. Have fun. I know I will, as the creator laughter can be heard throughout the Asylum. The Asylum siren goes off. Johnny Gage charges Dredd and nails him with a running club. Are you done there, Dredd? Because every time you move that mic or something, it loud noise.
I'm gonna mute myself.
You good? Okay. Where did I leave off? All right, Dredd continues to laugh as Johnny Gage continues to throw lefts and rights and everything he possibly can. Dredd still continues to laugh. Johnny Gage finds some metal chains and begins choking the life out of Leon Dredd. Dredd is gasping for air when suddenly Dredd grabs the chains and flips Johnny Gage over his head and begins banging his head on the ground, and at some point starts punching Johnny Gage in the throat. Dredd would continue his relentless attack on Johnny Gage, kicking him in the stomach, face, and head. Johnny Gage is suddenly awakens, kicking Dredd in the stomach multiple times, so much that he could barely breathe. Johnny Gage would peg Dredd with a throat thrust. Johnny Gage would pick up the chains once more. Johnny Gage whips Dredd with the chains about 32 freaking times as Dredd is battered and bruised. Dre, continue.
Yet, Dredd still gets up, keeps pressing on. Johnny Gage cannot believe it. Johnny Gage pulls out razor blades and nails with a mini hammer and tackles Dredd down and slicing and dicing Dredd. Skin, flesh, and bones are seen flying. Dredd lays down and looks to be finished. Johnny Gage stands up and yells, it is over. Dredd suddenly is surrounded by flames and it is not over by a daughtery blast over the Asylum's PA. Dredd yells out, it's not over. It's not over. The sloth has returned. All hell. Who? Belphegor. Belphegor. Okay. Dredd has his scythe named Aria.
Oh, shit.
Back. Dredd laughs. I'm back. Johnny Gage throws punches. Johnny Gage throws punches, but to no avail, misses Dredd every time. Dredd hits Johnny Gage over the head with the blunt force, leaving a gash in his head. Dredd then ties Johnny Gage to the padded cell with the chains used earlier. Dredd allows some time to pass as Gage wakes up and he screams, "Where am I?" Leon Dredd responds with, "About to be decapitated."
Oh,
as
shit.
He laughs. Dredd pulls out Aria and is about to decapitate Johnny Gage.
Suddenly, I love you, bro.
Right. Suddenly, Dredd drops to the floor. He hears voices, and he can hear them clearly this time. Tear open the veil to your soul and your well-being.
The thing is, in reality, Johnny Gage is choking out Dredd with the chains that shackled him to the padded cell. Suddenly, an explosion happens, blowing Gage off Dredd. Gage yells out, "What do I have to do to end you, Dredd?" Dredd rips his mask off, but the smoke prevents us from seeing Dredd's face. He throws the mask off in front of Johnny Gage. As Johnny Gage gets closer, Dredd gouges his own eyes out, and the eyes start bleeding. Dredd falls to the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Johnny Gage, is going to the semifinals of the Monster. Now, Johnny Gage is standing there and is driven mad at the fact he could not bring down Leon Dredd on his own accord, but shrugs it off and says to himself, "A victory is a victory in my book." Well, damn.
That's true.
Bro, you are going to need to figure out a different microphone. There is huge static every now and then, every time you make a little subtle move. That was a great sound effect, Cookie. I love it.
Thank you.
How about now, brother? What do you hear?
It's good now. See, everyone's just like, let's fucking go. Who's violating the mic? Don't move, Dre.
All right. I took the headset off. Probably that's what it was.
Okay. Sounds like whoever is breathing. We have it under control, guys. Thank you all for your concerns. Thank you. Good job, Dre. Good job. You brought the ratings in due to your mic.
I have an idea for him.
Oh, gosh. What?
Take the microphone off.
Newsflash. Did you just see the future or did you just see the past?
The past.
You are something else. But ladies and gentlemen, the next match is an exploding ambulance match for the second round of the Monsters Ball, as we have the Underground taking on Dark Princess.
Ooh.
Trey, why don't you start this off, my homeboy, with no mic issues?
All right. Dark Princess and Underground are in the ring as the ambulance is being brought into the asylum, and the asylum siren sounds. And Underground immediately clocks Princess with a stiff uppercut that dazes her for a moment. She lifts her head up and winks at him, and delivers a drop kick and a running center to follow. Dark Princess begins stomping away on the body of Underground as she does a standing moonsault, but Underground gets his knees up as the face of Dark Princess connects and she is down and out. Underground begins rolling her to the ambulance, but the lights go out. As they come back on, Savior is in the rafters waving at Underground.
Oh.
Underground notices and starts yelling at Savior to stop being a bitch and face him like a man.
Oh, damn.
Savior. Savior. They're like a bitch, you're gonna fight me like a man.
Hey, Cookie,
Savior
you know who that guy is?
Underground to turn
Hold
around
on.
and
Hey, Trey, homie. Hey, Cookie, you know who this guy is?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Rich.
No, it's Underground. Who the heck is Rich? It's Underground. Don't call him Rich.
Underground.
I made myself disappear. Peace.
But we can still hear you, bro. All right, go ahead. Dre, sorry to interrupt you.
You good. Savior motions Underground to turn around, and Princess blasts Underground with a steel chair wrapped without razor wire. She relentlessly bashes him across the body as Savior is just seen laughing hysterically. Princess looks at Savior and flips him off as she tells him to stay where she is. Where he is. Princess picks up Underground. Irish whips him into the corner. She runs towards him for a huge splash, but Underground catches her and gives her a huge spine buster on top of the chair, and the razor wire is clenched in her back. Underground stumps on the chair repeatedly as the chair cuts the back of Princess all up. Underground hits her with a 6 feet deep.
Underground rolls Princess towards the ambulance as he opens the back of it as a huge fireball is blown in the face of Underground. As Underground is blinded, the lights go back out and back on. Savior is in the ring. Savior sizes up Underground and he just hits Underground with a flat line, that crossroads. Savior is laughing as he stands back. Now, let me remind you guys, Savior is the Asylum champion. Your current Asylum champion that has the keys to the Asylum, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I can't believe it. But anyways, Underground is turning around. Savior connects a long distance that sends Underground flying in the back of the ambulance. Savior is in pursuit as Savior is seen strapping Underground on the stretcher inside. As Savior has his back turned, Princess yells out, "You should have listened to me, stupid boy," as Princess closes the doors and blocks them off as Savior can't get out. Princess sees the button on the announcer's table. No, don't touch that button. No, don't touch that button. Ah, she's looking at me. She's gonna look away. Trey, what is she doing?
Princess sees the button as the announcer table as she runs and smacks it. The ambulance is engulfed as Dollface and Legion run out to try and chase Princess, but she teleports away as the Asylum siren sounds. Your winner and moving on to the next round, Dark Princess.
The doctors and nurses begin putting out the fire, but the doors in the back fly off the hinges as Savior is seen on fire, and he's not screaming as he drops to his knees and says, "The gods are burning." As cameras fade with Underground being wheeled to the back, looking back at Savior. this is intense between Underground and Savior, and Underground is really good at revenge. Like that motherfucker is gonna get you back.
Mm-hmm. Fix your mic. Fix your mic. Fix your mic. You sound muffled.
You're a
Mm-mm.
little quiet.
You're a little quieter than before.
I can hear you because
Can
there's
you
a
hear me
door.
now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know why? Because the guy unplugged a little. Dark Princess unplugged it after she hit the button.
Damn, Dark Princess.
Yeah.
Bad Dark Princess. Bad, bad, bad.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the people that are so far in the semifinals for the Monsters Ball is insane. And who we have now for this co-main event, ladies and gentlemen, 2 matches left as we have 13 stages of hell. Sarabai versus Titan. Dre, start this off, my brother.
Sarabai walks to the empty courtyard as he spots Titan walking out of the asylum. Both their faces indicate not only the seriousness of the situation, but the intensity it will take to survive. As the two combatants stand in the center of the courtyard, Lucifer himself walks into view and says, "My deadly hellhound, and my devious tyrant will finally battle in not one, not two, but the unholy number of 13 levels of sheer hell." As he says this, he raises his hand and white hot chain links shoot out of the ground, each link connecting till a tower of pure and unadulterated hell is formed. Both men enter the cell at the same time before Titan gets the upper hand with a vicious forearm to the back of Sarabai's head. As Sarabai stumbles forward, Titan grabs him and slams him into the cell wall. The cage starts glowing white as the smell of burning flesh fills the air. Titan runs over and hits Sarabai with a running knee to the face. He grabs Sarabai's head and forces it against the links, scalding the flesh on his face. As Sarabai withers in pain, Titan finds a ladder and he tests it to make sure it won't burn them before climbing up through an opening. As he climbs through, he finds that his cell has changed.
Oh shit.
Instead of it being made of metal, it's made of with the bones of the dead.
Oh.
Some are old, some are chipped, but all are jagged. As he grabs the ladder that goes to the third room, Sarabai is able to climb through the portal. This pisses off Titan as he turns to jump the ladder and hits a meteora on Sarabai, slamming him to the mat. Titan grabs him and throws him against the cell while ripping the flesh on and around the burns that were just
Wow. Titan climbs through the entryway to the 3rd level only to be sucked by the ceiling. Titan tries to get his bearings. Sarabai was able to crawl through the bloody and broken. Sarabai lands on the ceiling right behind Titan, causing him to spin around. Titan starts hitting Sarabai with several stomps to his left arm. After the 3rd stomp, Sarabai catches Titan's leg and shoves, sending him flying backwards. Sarabai crawls to the ladder and climbs down the ladder before jumping off. Sarabai rises to the ceiling as he hits Titan in the back of the head with an elbow drop. Sarabai crawls to the ladder and is able to climb through the portal. Sarabai climbs through the portal, fighting himself in a cell made of solid glass. As he stands up, Titan starts climbing through the portal as well. Sarabai reaches down and grabs Titan by the hair, pulling in through. As Titan starts to fight, Sarabai hits him with a knee strike to the face. Sarabai will continue with this onslaught of knee strikes and fists. Hold on. What the fuck? Dre, can you figure out what the fuck?
What's wrong?
Go ahead and read, May.
Okay. Cerebite reaches down and grabs Titan by the hair, pulling him through. As Titan starts to fight, Cerebite hits him with a knee strike to the face. Cerebite will continue with this onslaught of knee strikes and fists. Cerebite hits him with a quick right before picking him up and throwing him against the wall, shattering it. As Titan hits the wall, the broken glass rips at his back, leaving several gushing cuts. Cerebite continues to bounce Titan off the walls, breaking multiple bars before putting him on the shoulder and climbing through the portal to the 5th level. As Cerebite gets to speak on the 5th level, he ends up hitting a Samoan drop, leaving Titan wrapped in a pile of barbed wire. Cerebite will continue ripping out the wire and throwing himself against the barbed wire wrapped bars. Cerebite starts climbing the ladder as Titan rips himself from the wire. As Cerebite climbs through the portal, the room fills up with gas. He gets to his feet, shaking his head. He looks up as Titan climbs through the portal. But as Titan stands up, his images shift to that of the saint of suffering himself, Crisis. Crisis appears, Cerebite against the steel bars. Crisis spears Cerebite against the steel bars. Cerebite looks up and Crisis shifts back into Titan. Titan looks down as Cerebite shifts into Zelzabar. Titan mutters, "Screw this," before climbing up the ladder to the next level. Titan climbs through the portal and sees his breath. He looks around at the icicle bars covered in the frost. Titan gets to his feet as Cerebite starts climbing through. Titan hits a drop kick on Cerebite, causing Cerebite to slam against the bars. Cerebite starts to move his arm away. It rips a chunk of his flesh and it gets stuck to the frozen metal. Titan walks over and picks him up, shattering the icicles as he rakes his opponent's back across and ripping him even more. Titan ends up hitting a power bomb before climbing up the ladder. As Titan climbs up the ladder and climbs up to the next level, he knows that his boots are being cut. As he looks on, he sees the bars are actually made of solid metal blades. Titan quickly grabs the ladder and climbs up to a room full of weapons. Cerebite quickly follows behind, leaving a long trail of blood. Titan grabs Cerebite and hits a running power slam through a pile of tables. Then Titan walks over and grabs a steel chair and walks over and starts to swing at Cerebite, only for the chair to stop inches from his face. Cerebite looks up as his eyes turn solid white. The chair flies backwards and hits Titan right in the mouth, busting it. Cerebite gets up and suddenly a steel chain is floating around him. The chain shoots around Titan before tying him up. Cerebite holds out his hand as a barbed wire kendo stick flies into his hand. As Titan struggles to get free, Cerebite hits him with the barbed wire kendo stick. Cerebite continues doing this until the wire falls off and the kendo stick is full of splinters. Cerebite would then throw the handle down and climb up to the next level. The second Cerebite pokes his head through the hole, he has sucked in and slammed against the wall as the cell itself is spinning. As Cerebite starts to get to his feet, Titan comes rolling through in his pulls against the wall beside him. The two men start fighting as they struggle to get their arms up, hitting each other with back fists and side kicks. Titan is able to grab the ladder and pulls himself to it. Moments later, Cerebite was able to grab the ladder just as Titan got the door open to the next level. However, the second Titan gets it, open water shoots into the room. Both men hold on to the room they are in, and the room above them are filled. They both start swimming through it, and when a school of piranhas attack them both.
Oh shit!
The killer fish start nibbling and ripping the flesh from their bones as they quickly swim to the entry to the next level. They both get the hatch open and climb through the hatch at the same time.
Damn.
As both men stand up, a wall of black and purple flames shoot up. Both men charge at each other, hitting each other with heavy lefts and rights. This will continue till they both are drenched in sweat, and the heat causes burns to form on their bodies. Blisters form on their arms as Titan kicks Cerebri in the stomach and hits the pedigree. He then picks Cerebri up and goes for a Samoan drop only for Cerebri to grab the ceiling. As Cerebri dangles from the ceiling, Titan grabs him and hits a sit-out powerbomb on him, ripping loose the ceiling. Titan jumps up and grabs it before climbing up to the top of the cage. Several minutes later, Cerebri pulls himself up to the ceiling. Cerebri and Titan stand on top of the demonic stretcher. Both men are covered in bruises, cuts, bloods, and burns as they stare pure hatred at each other. They charge at each other with vicious lefts and devastating rights. Each man is not backing down, with Cerebri pulls out a fast one and attempts to bite the bullet. One of Titan's own attempts to bite the bullet. One of Titan's own moves. Titan's able to fight back and attempt to hit Cerebri with his own demonic slumber, only for Cerebri to block him at the last second. Both men start breathing heavily when the flames start going out as everyone hears the CEO's laughter over the speaker. But as the laugh continues, it becomes more menacing as Trey silent appears behind Titan. Trey smirks and waves his hand as Titan is flung off the cage, falling all 13 stories. Cerebri starts climbing down after he lost eyes with Trey for a brief second, as he vanishes as quickly as he appeared. After an agonizing long time, Cerebri is on the ground and pins Titan 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next round.
You know, the thing is, what gets me is these patients are stupid. Because the referee is stupid. It's not supposed to be a pinfall. It's whoever reaches the 13th stage first.
Right.
So this is what irritates me because, you know, it shows it right in the treatment of what the treatment is. And the patients obviously don't read it and they do stupid shit like this. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the house. Not for the House of Fear, but it is time for the creator of the House of Fear, Unhinged, the 2021 the 2021 Monster of the Ring. And now this is a chance for him to regain that 2022 Monster of the Ring. Now let's see what happens, because this is Scabs versus Unhinged in a Lucifer's cage match. But we will be right back after this. The House of Fear, October 22nd. The next show is the go home show before the House of Fear. And this is huge. You know, this is really huge for 2022. And this is now the main event, a Lucifer's cage match, Scabs versus Unhinged. Let's do this. Lucifer's cage covered in blood as Lucifer himself sits on top of the cage, sitting on his throne. Watching closely to how Scabs and Unhinged is going to play out. 2021 was the year of the pig. And also 2021 became the Monster of the Ring Unhinged. With these two patients who will walk out moving on to the semifinals, as both these patients are now locked inside the cage. Lucifer points to the Asylum siren rings.
Ding!
Lucifer looks at that bell and goes, "What is that sound?" Lucifer now looks at me. And I look away, saying I disappointed the devil. With not a very manly bell.
Shame.
Anyways. Yeah, right. Scabs and Unhinged have had history before, and this is another chapter as both of them lock up the cage and begin to form spikes on the structure as Unhinged quickly grabs the head of Scabs and bashes his head against the cage, busting the pig open right away. Scabs with an elbow to Unhinge and quickly bashes Unhinge against the spikes as Unhinge is not bleeding, but you can see the open flesh.
Ooh.
Scabs with another elbow to the face, which Unhinged bounces off the ropes and Scabs gets hit with a vicious big boot. Scabs goes down as he grabs the ropes. The ropes begin to burn. Scabs' hands is now covered in third-degree burns. Unhinged, with a sinister laugh, walks around Scabs in circles, waiting for him to stand back up. And when he does, Unhinged with another big boot to Scabs. Unhinged laughs even more as he grabs the neck of Scabs and connects the topsy-turvy, that neck twist. Unhinged right out with the gecko with this, man.
Yes, sir.
Unhinged goes to grab the structure, and when he does, a bolt of electricity strikes the nerves of Unhinged as he backs away for a split second, and Scabs with a clothesline to the back of the head of Unhinged. Scabs with lefts and rights backing Unhinged to the corner turnbuckle. Unhinged quickly breaks separation and hits the Unhinged, which is a mandible claw, choking the life out of Scabs. Unhinged showing why he was the 2021 monster of the ring. Unhinged proceeds to sit in the center of the ring as he is absorbing the demonic energy surrounding the asylum. Scabs motionless as Unhinged warns Lucifer himself, "This is my realm. Welcome to the house of fear." Oh shit. The room begins to spin as all of a sudden Scabs and Unhinged are in a burning building.
Oh shit.
Unhinged looks into the eyes of Scabs. Pray. Run. Escape. Oh. That sent chills down my spine. Scabs can't believe what is happening. It's like he is in a different dimension. Scabs stands up as he is looking around through the flames. He sees Unhinged standing on the opposite side of the flame, but Scabs with a spear through the flame and connects the ribs of Unhinged. Scabs stands up as Unhinged teleports again. Scabs looking around as Leon Dredd is seen burning in the flames. Scabs rubs his eyes as Leon Dredd is not there. He can't be burned. How did he hears Unhinged answer, "Fear surrounds you." Scabs backs up as he falls through the hole in the floor. Scabs is holding on as he sees nothing but flames at the bottom. As Sarabai puts out his hand, Scabs goes to grab his hand, but Sarabai disappears and Scabs falls into the flames. Unhinged yanks Scabs out of the fire. Unhinged grabs Scabs by the head and looks like he is going for a Wanna Cookie, that sister of Abigail, but Scabs gets out of the way and connects a triangle chokehold. Scabs has Unhinged in that hold tightly as Unhinged is trying to break free. Scabs lets go of the triangle hold as in the distance he sees his pigs getting burned alive.
Please.
Those pigs. Scabs can't believe the hell he is going through. Could this be worse than Lucifer's cage? Scabs grabs Unhinged and hits the last laugh. The Hangman DDT Buster. Unhinged appears to be down as Scabs can see a door that says exit. He walks to the door as he opens it up and steps through it. A few seconds go by and Scabs somehow appears in front of Unhinged. Both staring eye to eye as Scabs is not backing down. Scabs and Unhinged look up at the floor beneath them, collapse. They both just fell to the bottom floor covered in flames. Unhinged not feeling any pain. Scabs feeling every sense of pain. Unhinged stands up in the flames. Unhinged closes his eyes as the flames separate and create a pathway to the real door of the house of fear. Unhinged begins walking to the outside when Lucifer himself steps in front of Unhinged. Unhinged stops as they are both nose to nose. Lucifer snaps his fingers as smoke fills the front door. Unhinged walking through the smoke as he is about to exit when the inner demon champion, Onions, jumps through the smoke and tackles Unhinged.
Ah.
Scabs crawling slowly to the door and through the heavy smoke. He looks over and sees Onions setting up for a vertebreaker. At Unhinged, Scabs takes the opportunity and walks out the door. Your winner and moving on to the semifinals, Scabs. Wow. But wait a minute. The smoke clears as Unhinged has Onions in the drop of fear. That tombstone pile driver. Onions winks and says the abusement begins. Let the inner demons rise. Onions seems like he is showing how crazy he is. Unhinged connects that drop of fear into flames. Unhinged yells out, I will get my revenge on the new crowned monster. I have Onions to worry about. Pray. Run. Ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls,
we all know what time it is. And for those people that are just tuning in, please watch the replay because this is just the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know what time it is. Are you guys ready? It is time to cut it out. I'll see you guys October 8th. Have a good day.
October 8th.
Bitches.